At Today with Jeffrey Griffin.
There they are. All right. Here they go.
Good morning. I'm Jill Nelson, and you are listening to The Jill Nelson Show on WSJS News Talk Sports for the Triad. We can be heard over the air online at WSJS.com or on my website, RSVP65.com, and on my Facebook page. We are live at Jill Nelson. And if you're new to the show, I am your licensed health insurance broker. You can email me with your questions at jill@rsvp.com. You can find more information about my company and me on my website, RSVP65.com. And today, we've got a great show coming up. We're going to talk about our guest on Jill's Hero in the second half hour of the show, our health feature segment. But first, we will start, as always, with our inspirational quote of the day. All right, so this quote is by this guy. You may have heard of him. His name is LeBron James. All right, LeBron James said, "Don't be afraid of failure. This is the way to succeed." I'm going to say that one more time. Don't be afraid of failure. This is the way to succeed. And we have our guest, our hero. Normally they come in the second half hour of the show, but this guest is so special. We have him here the whole time. Jack Woltz, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate it. All right. So if those of you who are listening and can't see Jack, he is, how old are you, Jack?
I'm 15.
Rising freshman. He's about to go to high school. This kid, you need to know the name Jack Woltz because he is going to be the next star in radio. I'm telling you, know this name. All right. So Jack, you, we're going to talk more with you in the second half of the show here, but I just want to, you had an update about LeBron James because something recently happened to him, right?
Yeah, something did recently happen. His son, Bronny James, which kind of an ironic name, suffered a cardiac arrest, but he is now in stable condition and out of the ICU. So prayers go out to the James family.
Praise God. Yes.
Yeah, praise God.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, what, how old is this kid?
He's entering his freshman year at he's about to enter his freshman year at USC and just got out of high school. So unlike his dad, he is going to college. But so he's about a senior in high school. So I'm guessing probably like 17, 18 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's obviously something that's very unusual, something that is not common to happen, and obviously something very scary. So like you said, prayers go out to the James family. And I appreciate that update. And Jack's going to have even more updates for us because he's got more stuff coming up. You're a big Cardinals fan, right?
Yes, I am.
All right. So, my dad is a big Cardinals fan. So I grew up a Cardinals fan too, and very familiar with that team. Why are you a Cardinals fan?
Oh, so when I was 4, I had a surgery in St. Louis, and so we actually go on vacation down in Jupiter Island, and that's the same place where the Cardinals have spring training. So I got to meet the owner, and he gave me a tour of his office, and ever since then, it's kind of hard not to be a fan. So
yeah, really. What was his office like? Do you remember?
It was right. It was like it had a view of the stadium, like kind of like down on the stadium. So it was kind of like just had a bunch of pictures, had like a championship ring or two. So
yeah,
it was very professional.
When I go into offices like that, I like to see what books those types of people read.
Yep.
So anyway, all right. We are going to talk to Jack more in the second half hour of the show. As you can see, he's extremely. Go ahead.
I gotta let Jack know he's a conference rival of mine.
Oh,
sorry about that.
I'm a Niners fan.
Oh,
yeah, I'm a 49ers fan.
Yeah, well, I'm a Cardinals fan too, so it's 2v1. You're outnumbered, GP. Sorry.
Oh
yeah.
My gosh. Okay. Well, let me hush.
All right, you hush. All right, so let's talk a little bit about health insurance. So when you are either an inpatient or outpatient, your hospital status affects your costs, okay? So your hospital status, whether inpatient or outpatient, affects how much you'll be paying. And this is a big deal with Medicare because I often get asked, how much is it going to get cost for a specific situation? If I get x-rays or, if I have lab tests or if I not admitted, those types of things. And observation services are hospital outpatient services that you get while your doctor decides whether to admit you or not and whether or not to discharge you. And you can get observation services in the emergency department or another area of the hospital. And the decision is, up to the hospital and based on the doctor's judgment and your need for medically necessary hospital care. And so we're just going to kind of go over some of the common hospital situations with question, right? If I go to the hospital, if I go to the emergency room, how much is it going to cost? That's a big one. All right. So here's just an example. If you're in the emergency department or the ER, that's the acronym, then you're formally admitted to the hospital with a doctor's order. You are outpatient until you're formally admitted as an inpatient based on your doctor's order. And Part A pays for your inpatient hospital stay and all related outpatient services provided during the 3 days before your admission date. Part B pays for your doctor services, okay? Now, if you come to the emergency department with chest pain and the hospital keeps you for 2 nights and 1 night is spent in observation and the doctor writes an order for inpatient admission on, say, the second night, then you'll be formally admitted, and Part A pays for your inpatient hospital stay and all the related outpatient services provided during the 3 days, and Part B pays for your doctor services. Now, let's say that you go to a hospital for outpatient surgery, but they keep you overnight for high blood pressure, and your doctor doesn't write an order to admit you as an inpatient, and you go home the next day. Well, your doctor services and hospital outpatient services, for example, are covered with Part B. But let's say your doctor writes an order for you to be admitted as an inpatient, and the hospital later tells you it's changing your hospital status to outpatient. Well, guess what? Outpatient is not covered in Part A then. And your doctor must agree, and the hospital must tell you in writing while you're still in the hospital that before your discharge, that your hospital status changed from inpatient to outpatient. So here's what you need to know, okay? If you stay overnight in a regular hospital bed, you might be an outpatient. So you want to ask the doctor or hospital, are you an outpatient or inpatient? So you may get a Medicare outpatient observation notice. That's the acronym for that because everyone, I'm telling you, and Medicare people love their acronyms. I don't because I get confused by them because there's too many to keep up with. But Medicare outpatient observation notice, the acronym for that is MOON, MOON. And that lets you know that you're an outpatient in a hospital or a critical access hospital. And the MOON will tell you why you're an outpatient getting observation services instead of an inpatient. And it'll also let you know how this may affect what you will pay in the hospital. And here's also something else to note. The copayment for a single outpatient hospital service can't be more than the inpatient hospital deductible. I'm going to say that one more time because this is kind of an important note. The copayment for a single outpatient hospital service cannot be more than the inpatient hospital deductible. However, here's the catch. Your total copayment for all outpatient services may be more than the inpatient hospital deductible. So, not something super fun to talk about, observation status and whatnot, but it is something important to note because patients can be placed in beds for less than 24 hours without formal admission to the hospital. And so it's really important to know whether you're being admitted, whether you're not being admitted, because observation is a way, for these patients to be monitored, to see what kind of condition they have and whether it's bad or not bad. And so, with Medicare, you want to make sure that you know what's associated with the cost because here are the implications of some of the observation status. An actual hospital admission falls under Part A hospital insurance. And this part of Medicare covers the hospital room, nursing care, meals, drugs. It's administered as part of the treatment plan and other services such as, therapy, x-rays. And those who have original Medicare are responsible for a deductible of $1,600 in 2023. And Medicare Advantage members can face a per day copayment such as $395 for the first 5 days or a specified amount such as $500. Hospital indemnity plans also help with that cost. That's something else that we have done. to help people with those costs. But observation status falls under the outpatient component of Medicare, as we kind of talked about, which is Part B. And there are separate billing codes for the actual observation care. And that's the number of hours. The physician and the practitioner services, evaluation, and other services like that. And so Medicare.gov says that an individual visit cannot be more, again, like we said, more than the hospital deductible, but all visits during an observation stay can add up to considerably more. So that is just something to keep in mind when you're going into a hospital. All right, you guys, we're going to talk about there is a battle over the Medicare drug price negotiation. We've talked about the price negotiation for drugs and how the Inflation Reduction Act is trying to make drug companies only pay a certain amount. We're going to talk about that and who is suing the government as a result. Some people are not happy. Stay tuned.
Good morning, WSJS listeners. Rich Eisen here from The Rich Eisen Show.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello.
Hope you're enjoying Triad Today with Jeffrey Griffin.
Turn it up, turn it on, turn it loose.
Be sure to join me later on at 6 for the very best in the world of sports and entertainment, right here on your home for The Rich Eisen Show.
I'm the ultimate rocket, let everybody know you got it.
WSJS News, Talk, Sports for the Triad.
Yeah, get your game on.
How long does it take to tackle a home project? With Angie, you could cross it off your list before this ad is over. Just tell us what you need, indoor, outdoor, repair, or redesign, and we handle the rest, sending a top pro to get it done. You don't have to lift a finger, except to tap the screen or click the mouse. Plus, Angie is free to use. So bring us your next home project, and we'll bring it home. Download the app or go to Angie.com. That's ANGI.com to get started.
Go to Limitless Carts, your local Evolution Golf superstore, and see Andy and Drew today. This father and son duo are proud to show you their massive indoor showroom filled with the most affordable luxury golf carts in Winston-Salem. Check these bad boys out. Limitless golf carts have a lithium battery that lasts longer, run farther, and charges faster, along with the best prices and financing as low as 0%. Trade-ins are welcome. Buy your golf cart this month and get a free sound bar. Limitless Carts, 2039 Silas Creek Parkway in Winston-Salem.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel V Pro that's built for business, call the Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Do you want quality that you can stand on? Then you gotta go see Jesse and Catherine over at Heritage Hardwood Floors in Winston-Salem. With 25 years of experience, they can take care of all of your flooring needs. Refinishing your existing floors, starting from scratch, residential or commercial jobs. They do gym floors and they've got carpeting. Their selection is truly unrivaled. With their commitment to their customer service, it is very easy to see why at Heritage Hardwood Floors, when it comes to flooring, they have no ceiling. Get more information at heritagehardwoodfloors.ws.
Hey, how's your morning going?
Good morning. I'm glad you're here.
It's always a good morning on Triad Today with Jeffrey Griffin.
And welcome back. I'm Jill Nelson. You are listening to The Jill Nelson Show on WSJS News Talk Sports for the Triad. We can be heard over the air online at WSJS.com or on my website, RSVP65.com. And we're live on Facebook, Jill Nelson. And we're here with Jack Woltz, who is in studio. He's our hero. He's going to be talking more in the second segment, but he's just such a cool kid that we had to have him on air. And so we are just kind of talking to him throughout the whole segments to just, get to know him because like I said, he's the next radio rising star here. Jack, So we're going to talk in the second half hour. You've got some information and news coming up in the next half hour. Can you just give us a little tease, a little bit of, just a tiny bit of information to get these viewers they're going to stay in their car, stay in that parking lot. They're not going to go into the store because they're going to want to hear your updates. So give us one or two topics of what you're going to talk about in the second half hour of the show.
Or don't leave your car because I have good news stories and I have sports updates just around the corner. So.
Just around the corner.
Awesome.
You do not want to leave your car. So stay in the parking lot, keep listening to us. And before that, I'm going to talk about health insurance, which will not be as exciting as what Jack will talk about, but that's okay. It will be informational. All right. So we have been talking a lot about the Medicare drug price negotiation program, how President Biden has signed this into law. We've got that program, the Inflation Reduction Act. The acronym for it is IRA. And so basically what it is there are pharmaceutical companies who are being regulated, and they will not be able to charge as much for drugs and what they charge those who are 65 and older. And this is a key pillar of the Biden administration and their healthcare agenda. This is one of the things that they've talked about a lot. The White House has, tweeted about it, sent stuff out about it, press releases, you name it, they've done it. And so the thing is that the reason why the White House is talking about it so much is because there's a lot of people who pay a lot for drug costs, and some people just can't afford it, and it becomes a life and death situation. So negotiations are expected to take place for the rest of this year and in 2024, and they have been, right? And so the initial guidance was released in March. We talked about this way back then. And so in early June, pharmaceutical giant Merck, M-E-R-C-K, they became the first entity to file a lawsuit challenging the federal government, saying that this was a sham. And the company took issue with what is characterized as coercive tactics that left it little choice but to agree to the government's proposed government prices. So I think this brings up an interesting topic because you want these drug companies to be regulated so that they're not charging an arm and a leg to these people, these human beings who need these drugs, right? But at the same time, you also don't want to have a government that is strong arming your company, your business, but at the same time, corporations need to be regulated. So it's a fine line. And it's interesting. I would love to hear what people's opinions are on this because it's definitely a hot topic. All right, so the first 10 drugs that will be subject to Medicare price negotiation are set to be announced at the start of September, which I'm excited and looking forward to. But under the current schedule, the negotiated prices won't go into effect until the start of 2026. So, long story short, we've got Merck, right? This pharmaceutical company who filed his challenge. And then you also have another one who became a recent plaintiff. Now, this one you might be, who filed its own lawsuit last week. This one you might be familiar with. The company is, are you ready? Johnson & Johnson.
Johnson & Johnson?
Yep. They filed a complaint last week, basically essentially agreeing with a lot of the stuff that Merck was saying. And these organizations have pointed to just a handful of constitutional amendments that they claim that the CMS, who is the federal entity that regulates Medicare, is in violation of directly of the constitutional amendments, and they are targeting now and the Supreme Court, and they're going to the Supreme Court. And the two most commonly cited amendments are the First Amendment and the Fifth Amendment. And little history lesson. Do you know what the First Amendment is?
The right to what is it? Free speech.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Someone's a smarty, and his name is GP.
I'm a little slow right now.
No, you're not.
I'm still trying to.
No, you're not.
I'm still trying to get my coffee in.
Yeah, it's essentially forcing companies to agree with the process when they do not agree, right?
Yeah.
And then the other one, the next compelling argument that is coming from a lot of these big drug companies is the Fifth Amendment. All right. Do you know that one? Nope. That's okay. I had to research both of them. So you're already one step ahead of me there, GP. All right.
What's the Fifth Amendment?
The Fifth Amendment states that private property be taken for public use without just compensation. And so the plaintiffs are arguing that the negotiated prices, I mean, they're not decided yet, right? These prices are not decided. But they're arguing that they are not just compensating for their products.
Wow.
Yep. So it's kind of interesting to me. And one might argue, okay, so are they wanting to not, have this go into effect, or is this a delay tactic? Are they trying to delay it, kick the can as much as possible so they can get as much money for as long as possible? I don't know.
Trying to kick the can down the road.
Who knows? But, it's really fascinating to me. I don't know why I get so fascinated by this stuff, but I do. And so, it's just interesting how many people are affected by this and how many people, are looking to see what are the drugs and, that type of thing and why it's happening. But
Yeah.
I have a list of drugs here that they said were supposed to be possibly the ones that were going to be affected. And I can't find that piece of paper. But I know that one of them was Xarelto. And that's a very, very, very expensive drug. And then, gosh, where did that go? I don't know. I have so many pieces of paper in front of me because I like to do a lot of research.
Bill has a Bible of notes.
I mean, it's over prepared, right? And then what happens when you over prepare? You lose the information. Okay, but anyway, so there's a whole list of drugs, and I got it. Okay, here it is. It says Xarelto, Januvia, Jardiance, and Symbicort are likely to be among the first 10 to be chosen.
Wow.
Yep. All right, you guys, stay tuned. We've got updates from Jack Woltz, who is in studio, and he's going to be giving us some more news, more information. And he is much more entertaining than I am. You want to stick around. We appreciate you. Keep listening. You're listening to the Joel Nelson Show on WSJS.
Good morning, High Point, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, and all the Triad. Stay tuned for the news you can use right here on WSJS. The Triad's leader, providing news, sports, and weather updates at the top and bottom of the hour. Your next updates are here in less than a minute and are brought to you by our friends at Mercedes-Benz of Winston-Salem, heavily invested in the community for over 50 years. Now, let's get started.
Mercedes-Benz of Winston-Salem doesn't want families settling for another luxury SUV that fails to set the benchmark. Let exceptional enter your everyday with the performance of the all-new GLC 300, a reliable, safe SUV great for your family. The athletic and luxurious Mercedes-Benz GLC continues to stay ahead of the mid-size SUV class. Find out why. Visit them today and see your new GLC 300 in action. Mercedes-Benz of Winston-Salem, heavily invested in the community over 50 years.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Summerson. More questions over President Biden's knowledge of, possible role in his son's overseas business affairs. White House response only fueling more speculation and raising more questions. Hunter Biden's legal team and federal prosecutors will be back in court in the month. It follows yesterday's stunning collapse of a plea deal settled taxation and gun charges against the presidential son. If you've been to the gas station lately, you know what's happening with fuel prices. It's not healthy for your pocketbook. Prices on the rise. Oil industry experts attribute it to a lack of oil supply. What a shakeup in the DeSantis campaign organization. Politico reports GOP presidential hopeful Ron DeSantis has fired more than a third of his campaign staff amid sagging poll numbers. Stocks opening higher this morning on Wall Street. This is SRN News.
Let's be real. Retirement is expensive, and inflation is making it even harder with the cost of everything going up from pet food to a dozen eggs. Wouldn't it be great if the cost of your health care could go down? Medicare 65 plus is $99 a month for ages 65 to 74. And for many with Medicare Part A and B looking at other options, 50% or more saved per month. No gimmicks. It's $99 a month, and you can use any Medicare-approved doctor or facility. You can get 24/7 access to telehealth, from the convenience of your home. Better yet, Medishare is a Christian nonprofit organization. It's a community that'll pray for you and encourage you. And since we've cut out the middleman, you get to keep the savings. Call now. You can learn more about Medishare 65 Plus. Here's the number: 833-SHARE-55. That's 833-SHARE-55. 833-SHARE-55.
With SRN Sports, I'm Michael Harrington. We will turn first to Major League Baseball and interleague play yesterday with the Red Sox swept away the Braves.
The Red Sox rallied with a 3-run seventh inning to complete a two-game sweep of the Major League leading Braves following a 5-3 win. Atlanta led 3-0 after Oz Galdi's 3-run homer in the sixth. Boston's Rafael Devers hit a solo blast, his team leading 25th homer in the sixth, and Tristan Casas added a solo shot in the seventh before Justin Turner delivered the go-ahead 2-out, 2-run double. Boston starter Brian Bayo tossed 6 innings of 3-run ball and no decision. Atlanta's Spencer Strider gave up 3 runs to earn with 10 strikeouts over 6 in the third inning. Getting cool ball, Boston.
There's a party going on there. Meanwhile, we had Miami beating Tampa Bay 7-1 yesterday, and the Blue Jays going over the Dodgers 8-1. 6 Orioles 4. This is SRN Sports.
I'll try at area weather with low pressure overhead today. We'll be getting a lot of sunshine. Our afternoon high in the mid-90s. We're in the mid-70s with a few clouds for the overnight hours. Hot and humid on Friday. Upper 90s for the afternoon high, but it'll feel like about 105 with that humidity. We have a slight chance for an afternoon shower. Showers are possible on Saturday and then a little bit better chance of rain Sunday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for News Talk Sports for the Triad, WSJS.
Hi. How you doing, bro? How's it going?
Hi, folks. Ryan Kilmeade here.
How are you? Hey, how you doing? What's up, buddy?
I'm so excited to be the latest breaking news, sports, politics, and entertainment.
Love the show. Love the show. I listen to you religiously.
High Point, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, and beyond.
Yeah, I've been a fan for so long.
Yeah.
Join me this morning at 10 right here on your home for the Ryan Kilmeade Show.
I love your show, man.
I love it. News, talk, sports, the Triad, WSJS.
You're the man, yeah.
The Winston-Salem Fairgrounds presents Diamond Rio as part of the Classic Country Concert Series. Friday night, August 18th at the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Annex. CMA's 4-time Group of the Year and Grammy Award-winning Diamond Rio. Get your tickets today at WSFairgrounds.com.
Jeffrey Griffin with Triad today on WSJS.
And welcome back. I'm Jill Nelson. You're listening to the Jill Nelson Show on WSJS. News Talk Sports for the Triad. We can be heard over the air online at WSJS.com or on my website, rsvp65.com. You can also email me, Jill at rsvp65.com. Okay, so we are now in my favorite part of the show, Jill's Heroes. We're here with Jack Woltz, and he is the next rising radio star. And here's the best part. Jack is going to take over. I'm done. Jack's in, and Jack is going to give you guys some news stories, updates in sport. And here he is. Jack, first of all, just give us a little bit of background about yourself. You're how old?
I'm 15, and first of all, thanks for having me here. So.
Absolutely, buddy. And you're 15. You have experience in radio.
Yeah. So at my old school, there was a radio program. So I was just kind of. It all started. I was just walking around, was like seeing what was for lunch on the TV, and they said, "Hey, want to go do radio?" And I'm like, "Okay, I have nothing else to do." So went in there, kept coming in, and it just became a habit. So
what is it that you love about the radio?
It's just talking. I guess I'm the kind of person that I'd like people could start a conversation with, and when you're just talking for fun, it's nice. So yeah, you can just share your opinion, and everyone can hear it. So yeah.
I think that's amazing. And, one of the things is people say to me all the time, "Oh, do you get nervous on the radio?" And I did when I first started, and I'm an adult. So how do you not get nervous? How do you calm those nerves and feel just at ease?
Honestly, I don't see me talking to a person. I'm just talking to the microphone. So
it doesn't make
and whoever's hearing it is hearing it. So
That's so true. All right.
Easier than talking to a person because you're kind of speaking into the microphone, so there's less pressure, I feel like.
Yeah, that's a good point. You don't see people's reactions, so you don't know.
Yeah.
Right? I get you. I feel you on that one. All right. So quick question for you. You're starting your freshman year of high school. How do you feel about being high school?
Well, I've said this a lot of times before to a lot of people, but it's going to be different. I'm slightly nervous, but also excited. So I feel like it's just a step I need to take into the future. So
There you go. All right. So tell us, you've got some news stories. You've got some updates for us. What's going on in the world, Jack?
So, Women's World Cup update. United States tied Netherlands after Lindsey Horan's goal that led to the tie. And the games they Wales and they beat. So this is their first tie. The recent World Cup.
Oh, no one likes a tie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember this year I was watching like United States was so hyped up, obviously, and then all that for a tie. So
Oh, I know, right? Well, that's disappointing for them, but also it's better than a loss, right?
better than losing.
Better than losing. Okay. All right. What else is going on in the world of sports?
Okay.
Because you were telling me that pretty much right now, and you know more than I do, we've got Women's World Cup and
MLB scores. So I'll just kind of go across the board. So Angels Tigers with postponed first of all. So the Cubs beat the White Sox 10-7.
Ooh.
The Rangers beat the Astros 13-5. Both matchups, Cubs and White Sox, both teams Chicago and Houston. And Astros and Rangers, both teams.
Those are good rivalries.
Yeah.
Yep. Red Sox beat the Braves 3-5. Mets beat the Yankees 1-3. Also, both teams are in New York. So
These are just good fun facts here.
Phillies beat the Orioles 6-4. Blue Jays beat the Dodgers 8-1. Pirates beat the Padres 3-2. Brewers beat the Reds in an NL Central matchup 3-0. The Mariners beat the Twins in a close game of 8-7. The Guardians beat the Royals 8-3. Marlins blew out the Rays 7-1.
Blue, that's a blowout.
Both teams. Nationals beat the Rockies 4-5. And the Cardinals beat the Diamondbacks 11-7. Let's go.
Oh, and you're a big Cardinals fan, obviously.
Hey, Josh Graham, you better look out, bro. Jack is gunning from your job.
Jack is gunning for your job. Yep, watch out. So let me ask you this. You love the first time I heard Jack, actually, he was broadcasting on Summit Radio and was talking about the game that was going on. I heard it and I thought, I really did think this. I thought, oh, this game is being broadcast on the radio. Who is the announcer? And lo and behold, it was this kid who was just sitting there calling the shots, calling the game, and just, doing such a good job. Okay. So I know you've got some updates with some news stories for us too, Jack.
Yes, I do. I have some 3 good news stories.
All right. Tell me what else is going on in the world.
So I just kind of went to this website and I'm just tired of hearing all the bad news. So I'm just going to say all the good news.
I love it. We love that here. We keep it positive, don't we, GP?
Yes, we do.
First story out of the 3. A homeowner gets her diamond ring back 13 years after flushing it down the toilet.
What?
What?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know how you managed to do that, but I guess I found it. So.
I wonder who found it.
Okay. I don't know, but that's one of those things where, first of all, I wonder if it was still clean.
I have the information on that. So it was found by the Metropolitan Council at a wastewater treatment plant. Okay. And then they immediately went to Twitter asking who owned the ring and seeing if anyone could find them. And then the owner was found. So.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Amazing.
You know, that just shows don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Exactly.
Never say never.
Remarkably, it was recognized by the jeweler who made the ring and recognized the design. So
that is remarkable.
Yeah.
All right. That's a great story. All right. Told you he was going to be more entertaining. What else you got for us, Jack?
Okay. A dog in Arizona gave birth to 7 puppies after getting bit by a rattlesnake.
What?
I don't know where I'm finding this.
Yeah.
And the dog survived?
The dog survived, yes.
Wow.
That's incredible.
So Molly, a homeless cattle dog mix, was bitten by a rattlesnake and brought to the emergency vet by a good Samaritan. So
did all the puppies survive?
All the puppies did survive.
Awesome.
What kind of dog was it?
It was a cattle dog mix.
That's incredible. That's just, I would just say that's confirmation of a love of a mother.
Yeah,
Determined
the
to
dog
have those babies.
went into labor after receiving the anti-venom treatment, and all 7 came out alive and well.
That's incredible. And did they come out hissing like snakes?
Partially, we should get that checked out.
All right, that's a great story. What else you got, Jack?
And a 2nd grader who disappeared while camping this Sunday has been found and is safe with his family.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm so glad. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Was it a boy? Yeah. So the only reason I asked that is because I have an 8-year-old, and I'm telling you, it's a miracle sometimes that kid's alive. He knows one speed, it's full throttle,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Us boys tend to wander off a lot more.
Yeah, you do, Jack. Why? Why do you do that to us mothers?
I don't know.
I'm
It's the
telling you.
adventure. It's the thrill of the adventure, isn't it?
Yes, you're right.
Okay.
It's just the thrill of things.
Yeah, well, that's thrilling to you and a heart attack for us, but that's okay. We get it. We
Sure.
know that you guys have to do that. All right, so I love that you have those positive stories, and you are such a positive kid too, Jack. You have such a positive outlook on life. Where do you get this from?
I mean, honestly, I just get it from I just like to talk about good things, I feel like, and I just don't like talking about bad things.
Yeah.
I just feel like if you have a positive outlook on life, everything just seems a lot easier, so
Isn't that the truth? And so many times there's things in life where it can get you down. For instance, right now I have a boot on my ankle, which is not fun, and it's a huge pain mentally and physically. But it's temporary, and at least I can walk. At least I don't have crutches.
yeah, I just kinda think if good things can happen to other people, what makes you think they can't happen to you, so
Isn't that the truth?
So, Jack, what is your dream job, your network? What network would you like to work at?
So my dream job is I'd actually like to be a play-by-play commentator for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So that's the dream job.
Sports commentating, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So who is it at the Cardinals that we need to be giving a shout out to? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't either. But whoever it is that's watching with the Cardinals, right here. Right here.
He's your guy.
Here's your guy. I'm telling you. Can you imagine if you started doing that right now, how the Cardinals popularity would just skyrocket?
It would.
You bring in high school's important. You need your education.
Yeah.
But you bring in this 15-year-old amazing kid who's just a go-getter who knows from day one what he wants.
Yeah.
You know?
I bet you Stu can probably pull some strings.
Ooh.
So, I mean, I know the owner, so
Yeah. Well, anyway,
Let's do it.
we're vying for
yeah,
you.
let's do it.
We just totally put peer pressure on Stu on air live. Poor guy. No pressure, Stewie.
The thing about it being live is you never know what's gonna happen, so
Yeah, you never know. It's so true.
true.
It's so true. All right, awesome. All right. Well, Jack is going to stick around. We're going to keep talking to him for just a little bit. We're going to ask him, who is your favorite superhero? Be
Okay.
thinking of that answer, Jack. Stay tuned. We so appreciate you listening. You're listening to the Joel Nelson Show on WSJS.
Rock from the darker side. Disturbed live. Take Back Your Life Tour. July 31st. PNC Music Pavilion, Charlotte. And August 7th. Coastal Credit Union Music Park, Raleigh. With special guest, Breaking Benjamin. And Ginger. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Disturbed, part of the Mattress Warehouse concert series.
When your garage door breaks down on a Saturday or Sunday, it makes for a very frustrating weekend. Let Precision Garage Door relieve you of the hassle. Precision Garage Doors open 7 days a week with no upcharge for Saturday or Sunday service. Whether you're in Knoxville, Winston-Salem, Advance, Mount Airy, or anywhere else in the Triad, Precision Garage Door can rescue your weekend. Go with the best. Visit PrecisionDoorNC.com today. That's PrecisionDoorNC.com.
If you are 65 or older, you know this. Watching your hard-earned dollars fly out the window on healthcare costs is so frustrating. But here's some great news. If you were just notified that your Medicare costs are increasing, a program out there can really help you with your medical bills, and it's worth taking a minute to look into. MediShare 65 Plus. It's not insurance. Members actually say it's better. It's a Christian healthcare community that aligns with your faith and where people encourage and pray for you. And MediShare 65 Plus is a low-cost option for those with Medicare Parts A and B, and it fills in the gaps where Medicare stops. You choose any Medicare provider, and you get telehealth access anytime you need it. And this is great too. Unlike health insurance, you can lock in one low monthly price for up to 10 years. So don't get stuck with increasing costs. Call MediShare 65 Plus and find out how much you can save. Call 833-90-SHARE. That's 833-90-SHARE. 833-90-SHARE.
Today on Hey Culligan, smooth skin and soft hair comes from where? Here's Mike.
Hey, Culligan. I've tried every conditioner, lotion, and body wash known to man, and my skin still feels like sandpaper.
It could be your water, Mike.
Oh, that's harsh.
More like hard water. Are you interested in smart, high-efficiency water softeners from Culligan Water?
Huh?
Want baby smooth skin and soft, luxurious hair?
Yeah, can you hurry? I have a date tonight.
We're already on the way, Mike. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
When your garage door breaks down on a Saturday or Sunday, it makes for a very frustrating weekend. Let Precision Garage Door relieve you of the hassle. Precision Garage Doors open 7 days a week with no upcharge for Saturday or Sunday service. Whether you're in Knoxville, Winston-Salem, Advance, Mount Airy, or anywhere else in the Triad, Precision Garage Door can rescue your weekend. Go with the best. Visit PrecisionDoorNC.com today. That's PrecisionDoorNC.com.
Good morning. It's Triad Today with Jeffrey Griffin.
And welcome back. I'm Jill Nelson. You are listening to the Jill Nelson Show on WSJS News Talk Sports for the Triad. You are listening to my favorite part of the show, the Jill's Heroes segment. And we are here with Jack Woltz,
Hey.
who is in studio, and he is just incredible. All right, Jack. So one of the things we always do with our superhero part, is, or our heroes part, is ask you, who is your favorite superhero? But before you answer that, I want to know something. I heard that you're a big rock and roll fan.
Yeah, I am.
So who is your favorite band? What are your top 3 songs?
3. Well, I just started favorite band probably.
And it does, if you don't, or you can just tell me your favorite song.
Ooh.
Do you have a favorite?
Favorite songs probably Back in Black, AC/DC, good song.
Okay, that's a good one.
All right.
I wonder if
I like that.
Yeah, GP, can you play some good rock and roll songs? Not to put you on the spot or anything.
I mean, it'll give me time to think, so why not?
All right. Well, while you're thinking of that, and while GP is looking for a good song for us, who, Jack, is your favorite superhero?
Probably Iron Man because, well, me and my dad always watched all the Marvel movies together, so that's one thing. And he's rich, so he has his priorities straight. So,
All right. So let me ask you this. What is it? So you have a twin brother, right?
Yep.
I'm not a twin.
Shout out to Will.
Shout out to Will.
Hello, Will.
Hey, Will.
Hi, Will. What's up?
What is it like being a twin?
A lot of people always cannot tell us apart. The names get mixed up a lot. Like I've been called Will a lot by a lot of different people, and he's probably been called Jack by a lot of different people. But after a while, they start to distinguish us for small things.
Right. So also I've heard that twins have this special intuition. Is that true?
Yeah, sometimes Will's like just talking about this. And I'm like, how do you know I was thinking about that? And he's like, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I guess, and it's kind of like just having a best friend because we think the same things a lot, and we're just kind of always in the same mood at the same time. So
That's amazing.
just a lifelong best friend.
Yeah, really. And then what do you guys, you'll both be going to the same school, right?
Yes, actually, we just learned yesterday we have all our classes together, so
That's
we'll
insane.
be going through this together.
Yeah, those teachers are going to have a hard time telling you apart. So let
First
me
start
ask,
to them. It's gonna be hard.
all Let me ask you this. What is it, do you feel like you kind of have an advantage being able to go into a situation because you automatically already have a friend with you right there?
Yes, I feel like if we're going through it together, we can help each other out because we know each other better than anyone else. Anyone else at that school, so we can help each other out. We know when we know when we need each other the most. So
I've always thought that it was kind of amazing to have a twin because of that reason. However, God knew that I could not handle twins, so he did not give me any. Do you think that if you had the choice, would you rather be a twin or not a twin?
I'd rather be a twin.
Yeah, I don't blame
And I've heard as twins grow up, they grow to be a lot different, and you can start telling them apart by different things. It's either genetic. It either happens genetically, or they just decide, hey, I want to be a bit different than him. So,
Have y'all ever traded places?
yes, we actually did. One day at school, we switched backpacks, and they did not notice until like the morning meeting was over, and then we all just went to class, and I'm like, "Hey, bye, Mr. Jenkins," who was our social studies at the time. "Bye, Mr. Jenkins." Oh, I'm Jack, by the way.
Actually, I have a set of twins, but they're a boy and girl. Yeah, I wish they would have been able to do
Yeah,
something like
they'll
that.
never be able to do that.
Yeah.
Did your mom know that you guys were changing places?
Yeah, we told her about it in the car. She was cracking up.
That's a fun mom right there.
I'm glad y'all did it in good fun and not like switch for tests and
Yeah.
you know.
I know,
It's like
right?
the morning thing, you're just getting ready. There's like nothing you really miss. So if we did it during actual classes, chaos would probably break loose.
Probably so.
Yeah, really. So is Will into radio too?
Oh no, but he's into a lot of other things. He plays basketball. I play basketball. He's into sports like I am.
Yep.
Yeah.
But your favorite sport is?
To watch baseball, to play probably basketball.
All right, one more question from
All
me.
right, one more question.
Who do you yell out when you shoot a 3-pointer?
Kobe.
Kobe. Okay.
Wait, I don't get that question.
It's either Kobe or Curry.
Yeah, it's one of the two.
Wait,
or
what do you mean? What do you
LeBron.
mean by that question?
You know when you make a shot, you yell out your favorite,
Your
star.
favorite player?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
I played basketball. I never did that. I was just glad if it went in.
So next time you make a shot, Jill, just Cheryl Swoops.
Yeah,
or
I'll be
Candace
like,
Parker.
Jack Woltz.
Jack Woltz.
Yeah.
Step back 3, Jack Woltz.
I know, that's awesome. Well, I can tell that you have a natural gift with being on the radio, and I think it's so impressive. And I think it's also really impressive too, Jack, that you're able to do this at such a young age. There are so many people who go through life who can't speak publicly, who can't speak on the radio, and who have a hard time with it. And the fact that you can do this right now at such a young age, it's so impressive, and it's just a God-given gift.
Yeah, definitely.
So and that's the one time he's gotten quiet when I compliment him. That's a humble kid right there.
Yeah, he's blushing.
I know. He's amazing. I love it. All right. So listen, I got some good news.
Awesome.
Jack is going to come back.
I'll be back.
He is going to come back next week, and he's going to give. You didn't love his positive stories, right?
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
So he's going to come back with a positive story, and he's going to give a sports update. And next week, I asked if he could come back regularly. He can because he does have a life, and he's also going to go to school. So he is going to come back and give us the sports update and a positive story update next week in the first half hour of our show. What do you think about that, GP?
I love it.
Don't you?
Yeah, I'm all for it.
It's fun, so I'm glad I'll be back. So
Yeah, just
Awesome.
try not to take my job.
All right, read this quote
I
real
gotta pay
quick.
bills.
And closing on a positive quote, don't be afraid of failure. This is the way to succeed.
All right. That is Jack Woltz for Gregory Peoples and Gray Brendel. I'm Jill Nelson. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Good morning, fellow patriots.
Good morning, Triad. This is Charlie Kirk from The Charlie Kirk Show.
All right, settle down, settle down. Good morning, everyone.
Hope you're enjoying Triad today with Jeffrey Griffin.
Oh, I just said morning. Didn't say it was good.
Join me at 2 this afternoon for The Charlie Kirk Show.
It just puts a lot of information out there.
Great info and stuff.
Your home for The Charlie Kirk Show is News Talk Sports for the Triad.
Big fan of you guys. I'm such a fan.
WSJS.
News Talk Sports for the Triad WSJS. Hi, this is Lee Habib, your host for Our American Stories. Join me weekday mornings as I tell you the stories that aren't being told. Positive stories about generosity and courage, resilience and redemption, stories about the past and present, and stories about ordinary Americans who do extraordinary things each and every day.